running can only take you so far. Mm-hmm. That's interesting coming from the best running quarterback in the history of the league. And I feel like with this new era of teams and offenses in the league, I feel like we need that. Coach Todd Monken, what I'm seeing in his offense so far is looking tremendous. Expectations are high. They are always a tough out with Lamar Jackson. He's won 74% of his games. Obviously been to the playoffs a few times, but not very far. Only got one playoff victory. Do you like this? I mean, because he's a phenomenal runner, and you and I agree, I think, that you got to throw the ball. But how do you think he's going to look in this new Todd Monken offense?
First of all, I like his mentality. All right, I like the fact that he's open to change and he understands what you'll need to do to take that next step. He could have been like, nah, I'm sticking to what I do best. I was an MVP. This is some players can't let that go.
No, that's a good point.
It shows his growth. It shows his understanding of his abilities and how he can get better. Right? You get that big contract he just got. You've been an MVP already. Sometimes you feel, especially young players, I'm here. He understands, number one, that this team goes as he goes. Number two, for longevity, for his ability to stay healthy and be available, he's going to have to pass the ball more because it's not like he can't pass. He's a dynamic passer. He's got a tremendous arm.
Well, that's what I want to really get into with you. Look, his MVP year, 36 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 66% completions percentage. So he was phenomenal, 113 passer rating. But the last 3 years, his passing numbers just haven't been that great. They've actually kind of gotten worse. Last year was a little better than the year before, but none of them were great. What convinces you that he will be able to, they're going to throw out the side of the numbers more. OBJ, the rookie.
That's it. The
Zay
talent.
Flowers.
The talent around him.
So you think he'll be great throwing the football?
I think he'll be, what he is. He's a dynamic player. I think he can throw the ball down the field. You give him the talent. You give him the personnel. Now it's just not Mark Andrews wide open in the middle of the field. Right. So now you actually have viable options that can get open in a hurry, that can make it easy for you, that can go up and catch those contested 50-50 balls. You give him the tools for him to take that next step. It's one thing if they're like, hey, man, you got to be a better passer, you got to do this, and then you don't add that necessary speed and catching ability on the outside. That's a hard sell. You can't sell that to Lamar Jackson. But if you bring in those pieces and you bring in the offensive mind that can help him get better and help him facilitate that, then of course, I love the fact that he's open to this and he's excited about it. That's, he's pretty much putting the AFC on notice. There's been a lot of talk about the AFC quarterbacks and where they rank, and I'm sure he feels slighted and rightfully so, given his injury history and his playoff history. But he got the bag now. So what are you gonna do?
Well, one I do think that he's always wanted to throw more. I definitely think that's the case. And now they obviously have an offensive coordinator who is open to doing that, and I don't think Greg Roman was. And look, what we're going to find out is, were they not throwing the football because Lamar's not a terrific passer, or were they in some ways holding him back? Or like you said, they didn't bring in those receivers. Now, they tried a few guys, Juju Smith-Schuster, a few others that left money on the table, actually, to go other places because they didn't think he was going to throw. Now, that I don't know if that was on their view of Lamar or if that was their view of Greg Roman's offense. But I've said, Ephraim, for a few years now, when a lot of people have said he can't throw, he's not this or that, throwing the football, I'd like to see him with a great receiver. Stephon Diggs helped work wonders for Josh Allen.
What?
DeAndre Hopkins, at least the first year they were together, worked wonders for Kyler Murray. You know, a great receiver can do that. Now,
Look at Minnesota. Look what's going on in Minnesota.
Yep. I mean, right. Kirk Cousins putting up numbers.
What?
You know? And so I want to – now, he doesn't have that guy, right? OBJ's older. Rashad Bateman's young. Zay Flowers is a rookie. Nelson Aguilar is, you know, what he is. But it's still overall a good core. Well, and then you throw in Mark Andrews.
You can go three wides now, though.
Oh, yeah.
You can go three wides.
That's a good receiving core.
That is a different dynamic. When you can go three wides and you have viable options, it puts the pressure on the defense because, oh, by the way, you have to make sure he stays in the pocket.
Right. That's the thing. If he throws it this well,
man, look,
it's gonna open things up.
And that's where they're trying to get to. They're trying to make sure that seventh defender has to stay in the box to keep Lamar from taking it 40 yards down the field himself.
Yep, absolutely.
Which opens the middle wide open, and it gives you one-on-one somewhere, either the right or the left, the X to the Y on the outside. That's how you make it happen.
Yep. No doubt. And look, if he can throw it well, and I'm saying if because we'll see, but I
know he
actually
can
think
throw
he
the
will.
ball. We've seen him do it, though. Like, it's not like Lamar Jackson can't throw the ball.
No, but we haven't seen it like in, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but a lot. Right?
The offense
right, but I'm just
saying
it's different. Just like if you, as a shooter, if you only shoot 10 times a game, I can't assume you're going to score more points if I give you 20 shots a game. You know, like the more you shoot it or the more you throw it or the more you run it as a running back, we have to see if you can carry that load. And I think he can, but the fact is he has never thrown for even 3,500 yards.
I'll tell you like this. Offensive coordinators, the first offensive coordinator I ever saw change who they were was Kyle Shanahan. And that was with RG3 in Washington when his dad was a coach.
Yep.
They didn't do read option. They didn't do it. I know that offense because I've been in that offense. I was with his dad, Gary Kubiak, in Denver, and I was with him in Houston. I saw him change the offense because it matched the skill set of RG3. And so most offensive coordinators don't do that.
Right.
And so why would Greg Roman change his offense? And this is what he's been known for.
Well, and obviously he had a quarterback who, whether or not he could have done more in a different system, he definitely fit Roman's too. Right?
Of course. That's what I mean. He's a running offensive coordinator.
Right.
So I'm going to run my best athlete.
Right.
I'm going to do a lead option with my quarterback because he's our best runner. So you get comfortable in calling these plays, right? You don't want to spread out and 20 personnel, you want you
especially when what you're doing is working.
Yes,
in the regular season.
So it's hard to get off of that.
Right.
It's hard to get off of that, and I'm excited to see what happens in Baltimore.
I am too.
With these weapons and his, his state of mind, his willing to do this, to want to do this.
Let me throw this out to you. Again, we think you'll throw the ball well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm happy if I'm getting 4,000, low 4,000s, yards passing out of him. And then another 700-800 rushing.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're a threat in the AFC.
Oh, they're a big problem.
Right? As
we
they
know the
were
defense
with
is going to be what
the one-dimensional offense, they were a threat.
We got a problem. They have a problem in the AFC if he embraces this new offense. If the defense continues to be what the defense has been for years, with his ability to run and make, we saw what one play with a quarterback feet what it could do. It can win you a Super Bowl.
Yep.
We saw that. So that'll always be in the back pocket, which puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defensive side of the ball. Like you're going to guess wrong.
Yep.
If they go out there in 3 wides and they're wide open, 1 back, and they spread that thing out, they can even put Mark Andrews over in the slot. Bruh, the field is going to be wide open.
Nah, I hear you.
You're going to have 5 rushers. That's it.
I hear you.
The whole field is wide open.
It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. And I hope it works out because then you're talking about another AFC contender. I mean, man, the AFC is so
stacked.
loaded. It is
It's
unbelievable. Stacked. Right.